Hello, this is Cherise Walker. I am with the Charlotte Regional Business Alliance, and today we want to have a conversation around organizations that have been supporting small and minority businesses in the Charlotte region. Today's conversation is going to be with James Sills with M&F Bank. Jim is the president and CEO of M&F Bank with over 30 years of banking and technology experience. And I want to welcome Jim. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Cherise. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you today.
Jim, we're really excited about this conversation, and I thought we could just start by having you just tell us a little bit about you and your role with M&F Bank.
Yes, I was recruited here by the board of directors back in September of 2014 to really come and transform the bank to be more relevant to the communities that we actually serve. I'm a community banker, and I'm actively involved in the community. In this role, I get to touch a lot of different things. I get to talk with our customers, our branches, our associates, our shareholders. And so it's a great role, and it's something I'm passionate about.
Jim, you all offer a lot of services to businesses and individuals, as you mentioned, but the history is so rich and so important with M&F Bank. Talk to us a little bit about that history, and in particular, the African American roots.
The bank is the second oldest African American owned bank in the United States. It was founded in 1907. So it's been in business 113 years. It has a tremendous history. Back in 1907, you can imagine there were very limited opportunities for African Americans to deposit their funds into a bank, let alone obtain a loan to buy a home or start a business. And so we had 9 founders who pooled their money together to capitalize the bank with $10,000 back in 1907. And it was their dream that would allow, the community of Durham to have their own bank where they could, deposit money, get that money back, and also, buy homes, start businesses, and recycle those dollars back into the African-American community of Durham. The history is just unbelievable in terms of how many people and businesses this bank has touched over 113 years. And so we've probably have lent out about $1.5 billion back into the communities all across the state over those 113 years.
Wow, that's incredible. And as you were talking about the beginnings in 1907, my grandfather, who passed away several years ago, was born in 1908. So wow. It's just really interesting, just the connection of all of that. Can you share the overall principles and philosophies of M&F Bank?
Our philosophy and our principles are rooted back in the founders' beliefs that African Americans and just the greater community needed a place or a bank where they could access capital. And so one of our goals is to make sure we're recycling those deposits in the form of loans into the communities that we serve. And that could be a commercial loan, a mortgage loan, an equipment loan, but that's what it's all about. They really were focused on building wealth in the Durham community initially, and then their decision to expand into the 5 largest markets in North Carolina was really profound.
Jim, when did you expand into the Charlotte market?
We expanded into the Charlotte market in 1963. Okay. And so our location on Beatty'sford Road is right across the street from Johnson C. Smith University. The one thing about our institution, we're located in the 5 largest markets, and all of those markets have a high percentage of African Americans that live in those markets, but there are HBCUs in those markets that we are affiliated with. And so their strategic vision was to make sure that they were aligned with HBCU college graduates and the communities in and around those schools.
Awesome. So, Jim, kind of bringing it back to what's happening in the world today, small and minority-owned businesses have relied on PPP funding. Can you talk a little bit about how M&F Bank has supported this effort?
Yeah, we were an active PPP lender. We were previously an SBA 7A lender, so we were very familiar with all the SBA rules. This program fit our customer base perfectly. We made loans to small and medium-sized businesses, nonprofits, and also churches. We closed 160 loans totaling about $15 million. We did about 30 loans in Charlotte for about $3 million. And overall, we impacted about 1,300 jobs all across the state.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Along those lines, what are perhaps some lesser known facts about M&F Bank that you'd like to share with our audience today?
We are a CDFI, which is a community development financial institution, in addition to being a MDI, which is a minority depository institution. We're the only bank in the state that has those designations. And what that means is that we serve underserved communities all across the state. So that's one fact. Another fact that we're proud of is that 83% of all of our deposits are recycled back into the communities we serve. And we've had an outstanding CRA rating for the past 25 years. And another little lesser known fact is that the bank had 108 straight years of profitability, which is just outstanding.
Wow. That is outstanding. That's remarkable. Congratulations, by the way. And just repeat for us, you mentioned a couple of them, but what markets exactly do you serve in North Carolina?
Yeah, we serve the Charlotte market, Durham market, Raleigh, Winston-Salem, and Greensboro. So those are the 5 largest markets in North Carolina. And so we are classified as an urban regional community bank.
Gotcha. And Jim, as we kind of round out this quick conversation, what are maybe some final thoughts that you want to leave our audience with? I love that you mentioned how you're nestled in the community. You're right across from Johnson C. Smith University. What would be some final thoughts that you would want to leave for those that may have some questions about M&F Bank?
I think it's important for me to highlight that we serve everyone in the community. So our customer base, it makes up every single ethnicity in the community. We've had white customers since the 1930s. Given all the social unrest that's happening in this country at the moment, it's amazing how corporations and small and medium-sized businesses, but also individuals are reaching out to us to see how they can partner with us and do more, because we are the conduit to that small and medium-sized business in urban communities. And so we're really proud of our history and our role through this pandemic. And from a silver lining standpoint, we've actually increased our business over the last 2 months or so, even though we're going through a pandemic.
That's really good news, and I'm so glad that you shared that you are really offering services to everyone. It's not just one particular demographic. I'm really glad you shared that. Tell us again, just so I kind of want to end on the note of where you're located and how we can contact you.
Sure. We are located on Beatties Ford Road, directly across the street from Johnson C. Smith University. We have an excellent team there. It's a full service branch. Tanya Dahl Bethune is our commercial lender there, and Reggie Gadet is our branch manager at that location.
Well, Jim, thank you. This has been really informative, very insightful. I'm very excited to have this conversation with you today, and we look forward to hearing great things in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today.